So find a seat. I'm going to sit on my knees. And we'll take a few minutes to do a breath exercise. And we'll do the humming exercise, the Brahmari breathing. So when we inhale nice and deeply into the abdomen. And then as we exhale, we make the humming sound. And we'll go to 3 spots. So we'll try and focus it in like the forehead and then the throat and then the chest. But first we'll start at the top. So it'll be a little bit of a higher tone to begin with. And we'll do it 3 times on each. So inhaling. Then as you exhale. You can place your hand on the forehead or the bridge of your nose. Some people feel it there more. One more up at the top. So it really gets our vocal cords warmed up and our diaphragm's working. So we have a diaphragm in our lungs, under our lungs, and also in our vocal cords. So let's do a little bit of a lower tone and place our fingers on the throat. On your next inhale, make it nice and deep. And then exhale. So that's 2 and a third one. Beautiful. Just sit in that stillness. Notice the sounds around you. Place the hand down on your chest. And we'll do it again a bit lower. Inhaling. Feel the vibrations with your exhale and your hum. And again. Last time. And then just return to your normal breath. In and out. Just notice how you feel today. You might be a little off. You might be feeling great. You might feel just that little sense of joy. So let's bring our hand up. We'll place our left fingertips on the floor and reach our right hand up over the top. Just come across to the left side. Then switching sides. Right fingertips touch, left fingertips reach over the top. Left fingertips come down. Then do it again, but we'll circle the hand forwards and then back. Really opening the side body here. And back down. So reach the left fingertips up and around to the front. All the way to the side and then the back. And it comes back down next to your hip. Let the right fingertips reach forward. Circle around. Really expansive. Creating space in the shoulder and the side body. One more on the left side. And then resting here, roll the shoulders, make it fluid, let them move around to the back. And then just find stillness here for a moment. Fingertips still on the floor, touching the earth. Start to feel rooted in the fingers. Start to feel the energy that you're putting in towards the earth, or the earth is touching you. Feel lifted up from the crown of your head, guided. Then drop your head down, just the chin to the chest slightly, and let the back of your neck lengthen. Lifting the chin back up, and just drop your left ear to your left shoulder. Nice and easy here, super gentle. Maybe tilt the chin towards the chest just slightly while it's tilted to the side. And coming back to center, drop your right ear to your right shoulder. And then pulling in the chin towards the chest gently. Feel a different stretch on that left side of the neck. And back to center. Reach both hands up to the ceiling. All the way up. Drop your shoulders away from your ears. Just find that length. Pull in the lower tummy. Engage the Mula Bandha, so lifting the pelvic muscle. The one that you hold when you're holding your wee in. You have to go to the toilet. And breathe here. And then just drop your hands back down to the floor. We'll come over into a tabletop position. So we're on all fours. Hands are under our shoulders. Knees are under our hips. We'll tuck the toes. Lift the knees gently. And then drop them back down. Just super small. One more time. Lift the knees gently. And place them back down. And then we'll rise our right hand up to the front and back down. Just playing with the weight distribution between the hands, lifting the left hand forward, reach, 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 and back down. Just checking in with your back, don't let it drop down, make sure it's nice and engaged with the navel pulling towards your spine. Now let's drop the chest a little bit and pull it forwards as we lengthen. And then let's round the back, tucking the chin to the chest to cat position. Bringing our breath into it. Inhale as we extend and push the heart forwards between the arms. And exhale, rounding the back. Reaching the shoulder blades apart. Creating space in that thoracic spine. Inhaling, coming forwards. And exhaling, tucking the chin into the chest, rounding the shoulders. And finding your neutral spine again here, so your gaze is to the floor, just ahead of you. Your toes are tucked again. And we're going to find our first downward dog. So we're going to lift the hips gently, bending the knees, and pushing the hips away from your shoulders, finding length in the spine. Pressing the right heel towards the floor and bending the left knee. Finding length in the right leg. And now finding length in your left leg. Pressing the left heel down, right knee bent. And then both heels. Pressing towards the floor, bending the knee still, lengthening the spine. Check in with your fingers. Are they spread out wide? Helping the wrist out. Now let's bring our hands forward, walk them forward a little bit as we come into a plank. You can come down on your knees here. Shifting the upper body up again. And then bending the elbows, coming all the way down to the floor with your tummy. Roll the shoulders back and down your spine, lifting the heart. And pressing into the hands, up into tabletop, and downward dog, lifting the hips. Walk your feet now one by one, so toe to heel, to your hands, all the way to the front of the mat. And ragdoll here for a moment. Rolling the spine, coming up into mountain pose, finding our first standing pose of the day. And rolling the shoulders back and down your spine, tucking the chin slightly, lengthening in the back of the neck. Shift side to side and forwards and back here, just to find the middle neutral spot in your feet. Just to notice if you are naturally leaning to one side more or back further. Find that balance point. Feel even amongst the feet. Close your eyes here to test your balance. And remember to breathe in deeply into the abdomen. And exhale completely. So inhaling, let's reach our hands to the sky. Exhale, come all the way down, bending the knees. Hands to the floor. Inhale, lengthen the spine, hands can come to the shins. And exhale, head comes down again all the way. Step your right foot back. Right knee touches the floor. And reach your both your hands up to the sky, lengthening in the front body. Maybe turning your gaze to the sky. And then reaching your hands back down to the floor. And pressing your hips forward, lifting the heart up. Roll your hips back, curl your left toes up, and let your upper body fold over your front leg. Rolling back forwards. Press into that back foot to lift the knee, and we're going to come into our crescent lunge. Lifting the hands up. Nice and strong, engaging the lower tummy here. And then hands come back down all the way to touch the floor. Left foot steps back into downward dog. Walk your dog here for me. So one heel at a time reaches towards the floor. And breathe. Big exhales. Deep inhales. Walk your feet for me. Again, to your hands. Find ourselves at the top of the mat. Bending our knees and our hips, and reaching the hands up to the sky. So we're going to do that again, but a little bit quicker on each side. So inhale, lengthen. Exhale, come bending from the hips, bend the knees all the way down. Inhale, lengthen the spine, fingers to shin. Exhale all the way down. Left foot steps back. Left knee touches the floor. Reach your hands up to the sky. Lengthen in the front body. Inhale here. And exhale, rain your hands back down to the floor. Step your roll your hips back. Curl your right toes up. And let your upper body fold over the front leg. Inhale, reaching forward, hips come forward into the floor. Reach your heart up tall. And exhale, pressing the back leg up, reaching the hands up to your full lunge. Inhale here. And exhale, rain your hands back down to the floor. Right foot steps back to meet the left. Downward dog. Walk your dog for me. Then jump, skip or walk all the way up to the top of your mat. Halfway fold, bending the knees, reach your hands up to mountain pose. Hands come to heart center. Notice the heat building in your body. Feel your breath. Return to your breath. Hands come to the sky. We'll go again on the other side. And all the way down. Exhale. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Fingers to shins. Exhale, fingers to the floor. Right foot steps back. Lift your hands up to the ceiling. Really expand in the front body here. Gaze up to the sky. And fingers rain down to the floor. Hips shift back. Left toes curl up. Head comes down. And then pressing forward, opening the heart here. Hips touch towards the floor. And then pressing up into the lunge. Lifting your right knee. Hands come to the sky. Nice and strong in the legs. Pulling the thighs in towards each other and engaging your lower belly. Take a breath here. Sit a little deeper. Bending that front knee a little bit more. Just making sure that knee is still on top of the ankle, not passing forwards over the top of the toes. You may be trembling. And hands come down to the ground. Left foot steps back all the way to downward dog. Now walking and jumping again to your front of the hands. Inhale. To the top. Exhale, halfway fold. Inhale, rise up. Hands to the sky. And the hands come down to heart center. Again on the other side, inhaling. Fill the body with the air. Exhale, come all the way down. Inhale, bending the knees still, lengthening the spine. Exhale, fingertips come to the floor. Halfway fold. Left foot steps back. Left knee comes to the ground. Half lunge. Hands reach up. Opening through the front of the body. You can turn your gaze to the sky. And exhale, fingertips rain to the floor. Sit your hips back, right toes curl up, head comes down over the top of the front leg. Hips come forward, heart reaches forward, opening up the shoulders. And coming back to lunge, curl your back foot, lift the back knee, engage your inner thighs, and rising up with your hands. Really strong in those legs. Just check in with your hips so they're facing the front, parallel with the mat. Check in with your front knee. Is it tracking over the toes or is it just stacked on top of the ankle? That's a safe place. Is your lower belly engaged? Is your back leg straight and strong, pressing through the ball of that foot? We're lifting the hands to the sky if they're not there already. A few more breaths. Feel the heat build. And fingertips rain to the floor. Right foot steps back. Downward dog. And we'll take a wild child pose here. So bending the knees, bringing them to the floor. As wide as your mat or wider, and then sitting your hips back towards your heels, uncurling the toes so the tops of your feet touch the floor, and let your head rest. For a short break, coming back into tabletop. So we meet here. And we'll bring our left hand up to the side. Reach, back to what we did at the beginning and place it back down. Lift our right hand up. Reach to the camera. And right hand comes back down. Again, lift the left hand up to the side of your body. Reach to the side wall or wherever you are. And then curl it under, weave it through between the right hand and the right knee. Palm faces up and your left shoulder comes down towards the floor and your left ear can touch, resting your head. Thread the needle. A beautiful twist and shoulder opener. Maybe you can press into that right hand to get a little more twist in the top of your spine. And then press into that right hand to come back up. Reach the left hand up to the sky. And let it come back down to the floor. And we're lifting our right hand. Inhale here. Exhale, weave that hand through to the left side. Right shoulder drops to the floor and right ear can rest. Beautiful twist. Again, if you want extra, press into that left hand. Lifting the left shoulder slightly, get a little bit more of a twist. Then press into that left hand, rising back up. Lift your right hand all the way to the sky. And right hand returns to the floor. Just walk your hands a little bit further away from you now, still on your knees. And bring them up on the spider fingertips. So just got the fingertips on the floor. And then we're going to sit our hips back towards our heels. Nice and easy. Tuck the chin in a little towards your chest. No rush here to get the head to the floor. We want to keep the spine nice and long. Not compress any areas. Really opening the front of those shoulders and the chest. And coming back up. Walk your hands a little closer. And then dropping your head down. If you've got high blood pressure, maybe give this one a skip and jump into child's pose. But otherwise, your hands walk a little closer, your head comes down in between the hands, and you can bring your whole forearm down with your hands behind your head. And we're just going to do a bowing pose here. So we're lifting in the abdomen, navel comes to your spine, rolling onto the top of the head, nice and gentle here, lifting, lifting, lifting in the back, rounding the back. Maybe you can be a bit more comfortable with a little bit more weight in your head. See how that feels? If it's okay on the neck, maybe drop your hands beside you. Still rounding, still lifting in the back. It's a beautiful little inversion here. Hands come back to where they started, lifting the head off the floor and gently come into child's pose just to ease your blood flow here, not to come up too quickly. Stack your hands, place your head on your hands just to level out with the heart. All right, coming onto all fours again. We're going to reach our hips up to the sky into downward dog. Walk our hands a little bit further apart this time. And then we'll lift, lift, lift in the hips. Reach nice and long in the spine. Lift onto our balls of our feet. So lifting the heels away from the floor now. And then turning the heels towards the left side. Feeling that right side of the body opening up. Lifting back up to center. And then turn the heels over to your right side. Lifting back to center. Shifting into your plank pose, so lifting the heart forward. And pulling your right knee towards your right elbow. Press it back to plank. And pull the hips back up to downward dog. We'll do that on the other side. Inhaling, rolling forward through the back to plank. Exhale, pull in that left knee to your left elbow. You can be on your knees here if this is too much. And bringing that left foot back to plank. Shifting the hips back into downward dog. One more time on the right side again. So come down on your knees if you need to here. Rolling into your plank. Pull the right elbow, knee into the right elbow. Squeeze your inner core muscles. And then shift that right foot back into downward dog. So inhaling, rolling forwards again into your plank. Pull the left knee into your left elbow. And stepping back. Hips lift up. While we're here, let's lift the right leg up now, three-legged dog. And then open up the hips by bending that right knee in so the heel is towards the left butt cheek. You're really opening up those hips. Let them stack if you like. Try to keep your shoulders square to the mat. And now coming forwards, bring that right knee all the way to the right elbow again without touching the floor. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. You can be on the knee here on your left side. And coming back into three-legged dog. Place your foot down. Left leg lifts the sky. Three-legged dog. Open up the hip, bend the knee. Pull your left heel towards your right butt cheek. Still breathing. Inhale here. Exhale, roll forwards into plank. Pulling the left knee into your left elbow and all the way back to three-legged dog. And place that foot back down. Drop your knees down, sit into child's pose, and give your wrists a little break. We're going to come up into all fours one more time, but we're going to play a little bit with the wrists here. So, a few more minutes. So let's roll the wrists around so the palms are facing you. Take a bit of pressure off them. Shift your weight back into your back body more. Let the fingertips touch. So they're facing in towards the center and your palms are facing up. Then slowly shift side to side, opening up in that front forearm. Give your wrists a stretch. Shifting forwards a little bit and back, just little circles with your body weight. Nice and gentle. And then we'll place the hands backwards. And fingertips are facing towards your knees, but your palms are down, touching the floor. If this is too much, that's okay. Bend the elbows maybe a little more, or have them wider apart so your fingertips are just facing outwards a little bit more, but your thumbs are turned out as well. And then we can start shifting back, peeling the palms really slowly off the floor, feeling that nice stretch in that forearm. Keeping the fingers planted on the ground. Shift your hips back just as much as it feels good. No fast movements here. And coming back up into tabletop. Sit back into your heels, lift your hands up. We're going to do one more here. Clasp the hands together for me and shift them side to side. Roll them around. And then stretch them out. Still clasp together in the fingers. Reach the palms out away from you. Flick your fingers. Let that energy go. Woo. And then we can come and have a little play. You can either jump back in your downward dog, do a few little more three-legged dog, or maybe to wild thing, or maybe walk your feet closer, stack your shoulders over your hands and have a little play if you can feel like you could do a handstand here. Shifting the weight more and more into the hands, lifting up into the shoulders. So you're nice and strong, pressing away from the floor with your hands, and maybe you can do a little kick up. Have a little play. Doesn't have to be perfect. Just transferring that weight into the hands. See how you go. Find a drishti gaze in front of you. This is part of your practice, maybe switching feet while you're up in the air. And then coming back down to child's pose. If you did wild thing, do it on the other side as well. Wait for you. And then rolling on to our back, all the way down. Our knees are up, feet are on the floor. We're going to do one more work piece and then we'll completely relax. So you can tuck your tailbone up slightly, pressing your lower back into the floor, engaging those muscles, the abdominal muscles. We'll do a few tucks like that. So breathing in, relax, and breathing out, pull the navel to your spine. Breathing in, relax, let the natural arch come into your lower back. Breathing out, pressing the lower back into the floor. The slightest shift. Then if you want to go further, you can keep your feet on the floor and reach the hands up. And then we're going to curl up into bow pose like so. Maybe reach the feet out if you want more. Hold it. We are here, bent knees. And 3, 2, 1. Relax. We'll do it one more time. So reaching the hands above the head, tucking the chin towards the chest, engaging the muscles, pressing your lower back to the floor. You maybe have your toes on the floor still, or you're lifting the feet off the floor, bent knees, or you're straightening the legs. 3, 2, 1, and relax. Well done. Then placing your palms up to the sky, nice and wide next to your body. Lengthen out your legs. We do one more twist here. So let's bring in that right knee in towards the chest and bring it over towards your left side. Supine twist. Try to keep your right shoulder planted on the floor. And come back to center. Lengthen out that right leg, bend the left knee into your chest. Give it a squeeze and then reach it over to your right side, keeping the left shoulder planted. And back to center. Reaching out wide. And Shavasana. So we're just relaxing here and you're laying on your back pose. Noticing your breath. Keep inhaling through your nose and exhaling through the nose. If you have a cold, it's fine to breathe through the mouth. Just get lots of air into that body. Maybe a few sighs out your mouth with your exhales. Release tension and set the intention. Do a little exercise. I want you to imagine a white light circling around your heart. Let it get bigger and bigger and fill your entire torso. White, big, beaming light.